want to start off by reading a poem. I was 8 when he slit my throat. It was dark and I couldn't see. Through the night and day I laid there, trying to get up and flee. He killed my mother, father, sister, friend, and started stalking me. I try to run and flee from him, but cannot get away. While he demands petitions and claims some fresh absurdity, justice has no ear for me, nor cares about my plight. While crowds pray for the killer and light candles in the night, to those who long for justice and love truth which sets them free, when you pray your prayers tonight, please remember me. This poem was written by Joshua Ryan. He is the sole survivor of the 1983 Chino Hills massacre of the Ryan family and their house guest Christopher Hughes. The man responsible for these grisly murders is Kevin Cooper. It's my claim today that Kevin Cooper should finally be executed for his death sentence conviction for these murders. On the night of June 4th, 1983, the murders took place. 2 days prior, Kevin Cooper had casually walked off to the minimum security yard at the California Institute for Men in Chino, California, through a hole in the fence. The prison is only 2 to 4 miles away from the Ryan household, so we followed dirt roads and sewer systems to get to their house. Cooper hid in an unaccompanied home about 126 yards away from the Ryan household. On the night of June 4th, 1983, Cooper entered the Ryan household with a hatchet and a knife that he got from the vacant house. When he entered the home, he first murdered Franklin Douglas Ryan, a.k.a. Doug, that he was stabbed 26 times and axed 11. Peggy Ryan was next. She was attacked at the foot of her bed while she was trying to escape. She was stabbed 25 times and axed 7. After he had finished with the parents, Cooper moved on to the children, who had all rushed to the parents' bedrooms after hearing their mother scream. Jessica Ryan, who was only 10 years old, was stabbed 46 times and axed 5. Christopher Hughes, only 11 years old, suffered at least 25 wounds, one of which was a hatchet gash that ran from his eyebrows down to his nose. Joshua Ryan, who was only 8, had his throat slashed from ear to ear, among others. In order to survive, Josh had to place his 4 fingers inside his throat and hold them there for the next 12 hours, unable to move until help arrived. Due to the evidence, Kevin Cooper was convicted of 4 charges of murder in the first degree, 1 charge of attempted murder in the first degree, and also escaping from prison. Mary Ann Hughes, the mother of 11-year-old Christopher, told the following to the California Commission on the Fair Administration of Justice. We lived with this nightmare for over 25 years while Kevin Cooper and his defense attorneys have manipulated a legal system that I always thought was one of the best in the world, she said. The only way for this to come to an end is when the state finally starts carrying out the death penalty and people like Cooper are off the face of the earth. As if the horrifying facts and such a terrible murder and a poor mother's plea aren't enough to convict Cooper and finally sentence him to death, his past statistics should be the icing on the cake. Prior to escaping from the Chino prison, he was also a wanted rapist who had already escaped from 11 other mental hospitals and jails at the time he turned 25. He was also convicted of burglary in Los Angeles County under a fake name, David Anthony Trotman, and sent to prison April 29, 1983. And that's how he got sent to Chino prison and therefore escaped. He was also a former mental patient in Pittsburgh and escaped from jails, mental hospitals, and youth facilities nearly a dozen times before. He had a lengthy criminal record dating back to his youth, and he was wanted for burglary, kidnapping, and rape in Pennsylvania, which he held a screwdriver to a woman's throat, threatened to kill her, and stole the car. The evidence that has built up over Cooper throughout the past 20 years has made it even more clear that he is a guilty man, and she had his rightful conviction of death penalty by lethal injection carried out. He would be made the 2nd person in the state of California to be executed. Despite all the facts built up against him, there's Save Kevin Cooper rights activists that are still trying to prove that he is innocent. They keep sending out for DNA tests on different subjects that were found, such as a bloody shirt that was found down the English Spring Road that the Ryan's family lived on. It contained Doug Ryan's blood and Kevin Cooper's blood. After the DNA test proved that it was indeed Cooper and Doug's blood on it, he still asked for more stays of leave. He's still in San Quentin prison today, and it's my belief that he should finally be executed.